it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth, home to the TCU Horned Frogs. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the TCU Horned Frogs. PreReq Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more. Dynamic that they get him on the ground at the 20. To the air on first down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
It's nice when a QB can get outside the pocket and break down a defense and take off, but I thought the defense did a really good job of seeing it, understanding where he was going, kind of mirroring him towards the sideline as he rolled out to the right. Didn't give him any space to run the football, covering the pass deep. Really nice defense on that play.
Looking to fire. Grabbed in the middle. It's Odom. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Well, you love to see this on the first drive of the game, right? Third down, go back to the old faithful, the slant pass, something you put in on day 1 install back in spring practice. Executed perfectly, keep this drive alive.
Breaks into the open. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
The Horned Frogs are moving quickly down the field. He wants to throw it again. Safe completion on the screen. They've got him now. He almost picked up that first down on the screen.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
And the Horned Frogs can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
The Horned Frogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. A run for the quarterback. He rolls all the way down the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because You've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the...
Touchdown, TCU! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And I love this offense and the way they started this football game. Listen, last week be dang, okay? Forget last week. Nice job coming out, setting the tone in this ball game, putting a long drive together, and getting a touchdown.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and try to do some business. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Green. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And this offense comes out first down, tries to run the football, no answer. Second down, they go for the pass, they give up the sack. This defense on point early in the football game with two great plays.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Their pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Fields the punt and try to pick up some yards. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Grab behind the line. It's small. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. The analytics nerds say the goal was at least 4 yards on 1st and 10. Finds his man. It's Odom. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
And the Horned Frogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. He'll pull it on the read. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Quick completion on the out route. Turning it on! They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The Horned Frogs are on the move. Looking to throw on 1st down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They want to run this quarterback. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Unloads it left. Intercepted to stop the threat. Going the other way, and he's got room.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Final play of the quarter coming. From the gun. Give on the inside. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. And the Gamecocks come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Snap it to the back. Running into the open space. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, South Carolina.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And they did tack on the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they capped off the drive with a big play through the air, scoring from 50 yards out. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll move the tight end. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Fires to the big fella. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
Yeah, this defense is going to have a plan for this tight end, especially when he lines up in the slot, because there's a lot of different routes he can run, and because of his size and his wingspan, he's very, very difficult to cover.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Makes the grab. It's Wells. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one they had to have a plan for one of the best receivers in the country, so they're double covering him. You can't do anything else, and still they can't prevent this guy from making the catch and getting the first down.
And the Horned Frogs with the 1st and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. Pocket breaking down. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. That's reeled in. It's Hayes. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
So it's 3rd and long, and this quarterback right now has got to be expecting pressure. So you want to know where your hot routes are. You got to know where your best one-on-one matchup is. But understand this, we're still in the first half. If the defense gets you, tip of the cap, you can take a sack. Punting the football at this stage of the game is...
He lost it high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Horned Frogs will line up to punt it away.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way. They put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
The give from the gun. Got the first down. Looking for more. He makes the tackle at the 33 after a pickup of 5.
Well, I love the job by the offensive line, getting a good push there on 2nd down. And you see guys bleeding into the second level of the defense getting a hat-on-hat to go get that first.
On the option. He'll go out of bounds right at the 40-yard line as this offense continues to show great patience.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big gain, but you look up, and they're in 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Yeah, that's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options. He's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that somewhere.
The Gamecocks are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
46-yard line. That's a first down for the offense.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. And the Gamecocks pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll send the tight end in motion. The run from the shotgun. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Gamecocks now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to pass, it's Underwood. He's got it down the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Now facing a 3rd and long. Trying play action. Throws to the wideout. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the first down? And the Gamecocks decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Here comes the heat. Looking for a big gain. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. He'll pull it down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And he makes the catch at the 25. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
When the quarterback gets outside the pocket as a defender, now I'm thinking about the field's cut in half. You don't worry about the other side of the field. It's hard to throw back across your body to the other side. So now the rules are I'm starting to creep now to the direction of the field where he goes. Great job by the defense understanding that.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Pulls it in. It's Odom. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Already well within field goal range. Wonder how aggressive they'll be on third and long from the 22. He might want another play. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Looking to scramble. Going for it all. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
And once the QB left the pocket, it felt like he was locking in on his dude, his playmaker out wide. I think the defense knew it too. Nice job taking the big playmaker away, breaking on the football, and going making a big INT for this defense.
And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. That offensive line grabbing and holding on, and they'll back up and try it again. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
TCU.
After giving up the safety, they'll have to kick it away. Oh, he's got a chance.
Return is off-field at the 31, and the TCU Horn Frogs will take over 1st and 10.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He uncorks one deep. And he throws another interception, his third one of the night. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
One more snap coming before halftime. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. Gonna take a shot. Snatches it on the right. There he goes. Touchdown Gamecocks. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And that is an absolute backbreaker for this defense. On the final play of the first half, you allow a long touchdown. And the problem is it was a catch and run. It's one thing to just let the guy catch it. I get it when you're playing prevent, but you've got to get him down. They couldn't tackle him. He runs it into the end zone, and now they're trailing. That was a disaster.
And with the extra point, they're on top by 5. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. And the Horned Frogs will kick it away to crank up the second half. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
At the 45 on his way. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum. And what do? They keep their foot on the gas right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
The give on the option. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. He'll ride his man on the option. Slithers into space. Breaks into the open. And he froze that defender. He thought he was going to pitch it, kept it himself, and turned it into a big play. The Gamecocks look to keep this drive humming. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He'll take it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, they're trying to go with the QB design run, but nice job defensively. They were not fooled by it. They were physical up front. Guys defeating blocks, able to get that tackle for loss.
Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Got the back over the middle. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Deep to shallow. That's what I have to understand that as a defensive guy. I take away those passes beyond the sticks, and then I react to those quick throws they have to the running back. It's my athlete versus yours. The defense won that battle.
And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
A CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. We got to stop turning the football over.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. That's caught. It's Ezukama.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
The Horned Frogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. The quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming.
Converts on 4th down, still going. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw again. Throwing right. It's complete. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Under fire. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Really good job by the defense getting to the quarterback and getting him on the ground for no gain. It's tough. Once you get there and get pressure, it's so hard to get these guys on the ground because they're elusive. Really good job wrapping them up and getting to the ground.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Odom. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle from this.
Lets it fly deep downfield. To the end zone, and is picked off. Takes it the other way. The 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Gamecocks. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Dude, you're just thinking hold him to 3, make him kick a field goal, don't let him score points. Heck no, you turn it into offense. What a play. Catches the ball in the end zone. Take a knee. Take a knee. No, sir. I'm taking this thing all the way back 100 yards to the house. What a play.
TCU, 9.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He goes out of bounds on that return right at the 20-yard line. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Bringing the heat. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. Here comes the offense on second down. Off the play fake. He lobs one high down the left side. He's got it on the outside. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down. You find a defender that you believe your man can beat, and the fade is really effective.
Yeah, you pick on him, right, Reese? You find the guy that you know that my guy can win. Even if I don't throw a great throw, you found your matchup. Execution was perfect.
Looking for a crease. It's McLeod. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. So the final period starts with a second down play. Tight end now in motion. Back to pass on second down. Buys a little time. Now he'll turn one loose back to the middle. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
Blasted as he lets it go. Got it in the middle. It's McLeod. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
And the Horned Frogs are marching down the field. Wants to go up top. Quarterback moving. He'll pull it down and run. Rustled out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 7-yard line, and this offense is more than threatening.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
And after the really good gain on first down, they'll try to finish it off on second and goal. On the move. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Horned Frogs!
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
No backs with the quarterback as they line up for the 2. They'll move the wide receiver. Snap in the shotgun. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Zings it complete to the right. He's not quite going to get there, and the try for 2 fails, and they are unable to cut into this lead any further.
South Carolina, 24, TCU, 15.
That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. The toss to the outside. Makes Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Got it behind the line. It's Smith. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rounding to the football?
It'll be 3rd and long. Quarterback keeps it. He'll be stopped at the 32. Still ground to cover if they want to convert, and 4th down is coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And he'll pick up the 1st down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
Throws a nice completion there for a 1st down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers. And that
got some room, headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, South Carolina. They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season.
And that's a really nice drive by this offense. They didn't get too conservative. They put the drive together. And now, the biggest thing for me, now the other team has to score 2 touchdowns. And that's the goal you want. You always want to make it as hard as possible. This offense executed in the 4th quarter. Nice job.
And the extra point is good, and the lead swells to 16, and it's getting late. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David. Just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dances away. Uncorks one to the middle. He's got it along the sideline. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. The Horned Frogs in the hurry-up. Jumped the gun just a bit, and we've got a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The officials move it 5 yards back, and it's 1st and 15 for this offense. Looking to throw. Takes a hit as he fires. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, TCU! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
One of of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Direct snap. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Off the RPO, fire right, trying to convert. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll move the tight end. Off the play fake on first down. The throw. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated. He missed that connection.
And last week was great for this young man. But, man, again, showing you he can do it at a high level. Just working the whole field, using different guys. He is absolutely on fire right now.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. A designed run for the quarterback. Oh, he's got some space. Got enough space. Touchdown, Gamecocks. And they take it in for 6 more points. They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
South Carolina, 38, TCU.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Send the tight end in motion. Looking to throw on first down. Here's the pressure. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Motion from the wideout. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. With the catch, it's Wells. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
Get you some of that. And with that completion, now he's over 400 yards on the day. That's a really, really good game for this quarterback. He's been almost flawless.
Unloads to the wideout. Finds his man. It's Ezukama. Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49, a big pickup there.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Wants to throw again. Oh, they're after him. And as he throws, can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
At this point in the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Buying some time. Not able to hook up the air, incomplete.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Right down the middle. Complete to the left.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered.
And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they've just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
That delay of game penalty pushes the offense back even closer to its own end zone. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Green. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the wildcat there.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Defense played the wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain. A strong, methodical, workmanlike effort from this team. No frills, just get